Yo, what is going on, guys? So today I wanted to talk about how you can make money during a crypto market crash, okay? So first things first, I want to take a look at the market. And basically, we're still kind of in the consolidation phase and still kind of going down. Bitcoin is down 4% and down 14% the whole 7 days. Ethereum still down and down pretty much 24% within the past 7 days. So I foresee us going down just a little bit further, but I do see us kind of consolidating at some point. But this is kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about was, how you can make money basically during these tough times. Once crypto rips, it rips and it goes up pretty high, but we also have to remember that there are going to be down days as well. So once it starts tanking, shit will just start hitting the fan, but we want to be able to protect ourselves better through this. So one of the things I wanted to cover was going back to DeFi Llama. And the one thing that I'd like to know is that there are protocols where you can do yield farming, where it's basically you are tying two coins together. You're putting your pool of money into two coins, and it gets split 50-50 between both of those. Now, in a typical scenario, you would basically want the coins to do well. So they would have to go up. In doing so, you get to have your price action go up as well. There are other things where you can provide your own money, giving people the shovels basically to go ahead and earn them cash. But in doing so, you get rewarded very well for doing that. So each transaction that happens, you're basically getting rewarded for that because you're contributing to the whole pool. What protocols can do this? You basically have Curve, which is very high. The total value locked is 19 billion, so all the big money players are basically dumping their cash in there. That's a really good indicator. You have Aave, which is basically essentially the same thing. You can either dump your stuff in liquidity pools, you can either stake your coins for passive income, or you can sit there, lend money in whatever currency that you want to, and then you can also borrow money against that. I have a YouTube video that basically describes that in more depth, so if you want to go ahead and watch that, please go ahead and do so, and stuff like that. So basically with these types of investments, as you kind of have more money dumped into them, the APR kind of starts to slip a little bit. So what are the ways that we can go ahead and see, basically what chains will provide you more APR, APY? Well, you can go to chains right here on the left, and then you can basically select which type of chain that you want to. So I can go ahead and click Avalanche, for example, and let's see. Yep, and as we can see, we have Aave again, and you can kind of go ahead and select which types of chains that let you borrow or do liquidity pools and stuff like that. You can go here and look. This will be kind of like a quick breakdown too. Curve will just tell you kind of what chains that they are involved in. So basically, one of the pools that have been doing very well is Phantom. So Phantom has been getting a lot of money, dumped into them. So back in April, they were only at 3 million almost. And then at the current price, the top was at $12.7 billion. So that is a very huge jump. People are dumping a lot of money into this token. Currently, right now, as it sits, it's at 10.4. So, down 3 billion. That's, not too bad, relative terms. But basically, I wanted to point your guys' attention to Spooky Swap. So, Spooky Swap is basically a area where you can go ahead and provide liquidity. You can either swap tokens, you can farm, stake, do whatever. So it's essentially like Uniswap in a sense, just for the Phantom network. But I wanted to point your guys' attention to when you guys go ahead and click, liquidity, you can sit here and provide the types of liquidity tokens that you want. So as I mentioned before, you have to provide two different types of tokens. Ingredient A and Ingredient B basically is what they call it. So Phantom and Boo! Once you dump those in, typically they do 50-50. Your positions, it will show here once you connect your wallet. and you'll have a certain percentage that you offer in this liquidity pool. So let's just say an example, you own 10%. That's what you put into this whole pool. Well, each transaction that you have on the blockchain with these two tokens, you end up getting 10% money back into it. So it's really nice. So let's just say, you put $10,000 in, that's your 10% stake, and you get 10% off of that. You get $1,000 basically every month. But the risk is you would have to have both of those tokens doing really well. If they don't do well, then your position would start to basically shit itself. So the other way that you can earn income is by farming. So basically, yeah, kind of what I talked about before, just dumping your liquidity in there. You can look at the different types of pairs. So just by looking at the APR, the safest way that you can make money by doing this is by combining two stablecoin pairs, whether it be, USDC with Tether or anything like that. You will get consistent gains and a pretty decent APY for your returns. So as we can see right here, we see USDC and TUSD. Those are basically stable coins, and they give a 15% return rate for that. And those are the types of fees that you will be earning. And that's actually really not bad for this scenario if you wanted to play this safe, basically. It's really not bad. So for Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin and Ethereum, in my case, those are two pretty decent coins too, but there are a lot of volatility within the market. But this will give you a pretty good percentage back, 10% just for holding those two. Those two are basically, essentially Bitcoin is the gold standard for crypto, and Ethereum is a really good technology. But, they need to be fixing some things. But those two are like the big dogs in the crypto space right now. So they will be very good. Now, let's just say, you wanted more APR. You can combine Phantom and the DEI coin, and you can get 106%. And basically, with this whole concept, you're just basically providing the shovels for everyone that has transactions on this network for those two types of coins, and you get rewarded for that. So this is a really good way to basically earn money passively. You're compounding your money through this method, and you're just basically riding the wave back up to the top. So once the wave goes back up to the top, you're just making more money on top of that, and you're not really losing anything because your investment keeps growing over time. So basically, those are just kind of some of the ways that you can earn money. So let's just go ahead and do a recap, right? Basically, with all these concepts, you have to provide money to them, whatever it is. If you're doing farming, you're providing liquidity. If you wanted to borrow against your own money, you have to provide your own money into it, whatever. So with liquidity, you basically have to provide two different types of coins, and it depends on the pairs that the network has to offer. With that being said, those two types of coins, when you looked at the farming on the whole network, it depends on how much APR you can get and all that stuff. So every time you provide the liquidity, you're providing the shovels for people to do transactions with those two types of coins. You're earning money off of that. And when the price of the token goes up, you're also earning money based off of that. The other way is borrowing. Let's say we wanted to buy USDC. The market size for this is 2.8 billion. The total borrowed is 2.2 billion. So that's pretty decent. If you wanted to just give, money into this pool, you get 2.45% APY, and that's, off of a stable coin, so that's not too terrible. And if you were to borrow, whoever is borrowing that amount, that's the interest that you would owe. So let's just say, for example, you wanted to put in $1,000 worth of USDC coin. What you could do for borrowing is I can go here and borrow as much money as I want from the USDT coin. I would basically end up owing 3% interest off of the loan that I'm given. But I can borrow more than what I actually have. So in my video of Aave, I basically kind of run into that. I'm just going over this quickly. But I had $500 in USDT. I borrowed about $1,000 of USDT. And I went ahead and I took that and I ended up buying Bitcoin with that. So in doing that, I'm basically getting free Bitcoin that I didn't have to pay for. And once I do that, if the price of Bitcoin goes up, then I will, be earning money and I will be able to pay off my loan. However, if Bitcoin were to go down, there's definitely risk with this. If Bitcoin were to go down, which it has been, the loan ends up getting automatically, paid off through the Bitcoin that I have borrowed. So you kind of have to catch this at a good time or at a bull market or, a consolidation period. So this would be kind of good here. But there's definitely money to be made. So you still keep your original investment of the USDC coin, but the tether, that loan would end up getting paid off in my case. So if you want me to kind of go over that in another video, I definitely can. But, I just basically wanted to tell you guys, what the options are to make money during a bear market in crypto. So if you guys like this content, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. It'll definitely help my channel grow. You guys have been awesome, and I love you guys. And, we're just here to make money. So I talk about, anything crypto related, financial education, and anything like that. Because, we're here to make money, and 2022 is going to be the fucking year that we make cash. And I'm kind of looking at crypto currently right now for my investments. So I'm taking advantage of this bear market. So I'm just documenting my journey, showing you guys the different types of options. Again, none of this stuff is financial advice. So I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any sort of coin or asset. This is just knowledge to equip yourself so that you can be more educated in the whole crypto space, because we're definitely early and we're just here to make money. Alright guys, so I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.